Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I'm going to just straight up say last few days have been kind of busy. We had a show that we went to, and then both my roomie and I misjudged the number of steps on a flight of stairs, so there was some leg and lower back pain. It was interesting. But all of that aside, we are back, and I think it's time to... First of all, we're going to switch it up to classic soundtrack, because that's what I rolled. This build that you're looking at right now was a lot of fun to work with. I do really enjoy movement builds every now and again, but I think it's time to move on to a different type of build. We've got a few things left to do, and I think this time around we're going to go Exploding Fireball. Now, Exploding Fireball is kind of been the go-to example of just high burst damage outside of Crashing Meteor. So we've got ourselves a nice powerful build here. How do we want to run it? Well, since we are running basically just big power boy, we could do Venture or Rule. Rule is the safe option, Venture is the cool option. Well, this also decreases cooldowns and increases run speed. How about we go for the cool option? The old Dark Mage build. So, now the question becomes, how best do we keep ourselves safe since we're going to be running with less HP than usual? Well, first things first, design yourself a build that... There we go. So we're going to use Air Spinner and Thunderline as our essentially keep ourselves safe options. Now we need, preferably, another long-range power option. And I think, there's a few of those, by the way. Long-range power, Knockout Boulder is one of them. You could go with the charge ones, but I don't know. Maybe Dragon Dive is our best bet. Or maybe we go with something like Bouncing Surge. Yep, that's another nice powerful ranged option for us. Or Thundering Chain. That's a good one. What do we have under Ice? Well, it drags enemies towards us. We don't necessarily want that, but Ice Spear or Aqua Breaker, those would work. So would Frost Fan, so would Aqua Beam. And then I choose not to look at the Chaos options, but for those who are interested, Chaotic Buster is a good range damage option, so is Distortion Beam. Null Parade works pretty well with just a high damage build. Absolute Finale, I would actually put on a quick cast build because you need this to be up and ready to go when you need it. But I think... Ooh, pardon me. I think it's been a while since I've done Bouncing Surge. We're gonna go with this, and... how exactly is that going to exemplify the power of Exploding Fireball? Well, basically like that. We're going to hit him with a ranged 1-2 punch. And since we are running ranged, we're going to go with Gloves of Gambit, which also works with our basic. Alright, now we just need to grab our retro floor plan, Which, yes, Retro Floor Plan is going to kind of by necessity make Bouncing Surge just a little weaker. Because it's not going to be able to bounce to that many enemies right off the bat. We want to go to Atlas first, because we've got a ranged build and we don't want to deal with those damn Earth Knights very much. So, I will just simply say I hope you've all been having a wonderful last few days. Like, again, I know that I've been kind of away for a little bit. I apologize for that. And that is the signature cast. It's just a big triple fireball cast. Again, this one is very simple, but it shines in its simplicity just because it's so effective at what it does. And it's got a nice big area of effect. And like I say, it's burst damage, so it just takes big chunks off of enemy health bars. I believe it also burns enemies that... Okay, maybe not. I thought it burned. I might be thinking of Flame Cleaver. I'll grab that. It's a nice freebie. What the hell? Oh, that's a really nice freebie. Oh. So, the obvious choice here is the Golden Saber of Envy. Because this... We're already starting with low health. I'm not sure I want to make my health even lower. But do I want to make the shop prices higher? Like, that's kind of the question that I'm having to ask myself right now. Of course, you just witnessed one of the problems with Exploding Fireball, and that is that it has I'm going to say a bad habit. Just one of the things about this spell is that it explodes on contact. And that oftentimes means that it gets... I actually do want Gale Force alignment. But yeah, it will oftentimes explode on things that you don't want it to. So make of that what you will, but yes, that is some silly shit. And yes, actually I do want enemies to keep away from me. Unfortunately, there is no good option with this particular... Well, actually there is. I can take the Blinding Binoculars. This is like the one time where I think this is a good time to take it. And since we are trying to keep to range, I think this will work out just fine. We just don't pick anything that has a melee component to it. Oh, that was not smart. I say no thank you to that. Oh, but there are things here I do want. Like this. I don't want that, but I'm going to wait. So hopefully you're seeing the idea behind this build, and no, it's not. I wouldn't say you only use exploding fireball in ranged builds, but it does work best in power builds because you're not getting many chances for critical hits on this one. And don't get me wrong, you can run it with a critical hit build, I just don't think it's necessarily a good idea. Are they going all the way around to try to reach me? Oh wow, that's funny. Okay, I don't usually see them try to do that. Obviously, it's not the first time I have seen it, but God, it's funny every time I do. Like, if you notice I'm not saying much about Exploding Fireball, that is because, simply put, Exploding Fireball is a very simple spell. At its core, it does exactly what you think it would. You throw a fireball and it explodes. It's just a big chunky boy that does a lot of burst damage. And I'm sure you've all seen builds of mine before where I put that to use. This is just another example of one. But yes, I also very much think that this, even though you don't have to use it in a build like what I'm doing, it is kind of where it makes the most sense. Let me think. I mean, yeah, there's nothing saying I can't take it. And of course it's a missile spell, so all the components of what we've already been doing are already there. And there we go. This is probably going to be a very simplistic build for a lot of you. Some of you may find this to be particularly engaging, especially since I am using the Venture Robe. Which, yeah, I start with 300 health, but I also get a nice big boost to damage, run speed, and cooldowns. And we'll just call that good. And it's a little late for that to be super useful, but hey, at least I have it. Actually, this will work out nicely. Smooth! Yeah, that was not smart. So the two things that I think are probably the most worth noting on Exploding Fireball is its long range and its large area of effect. Like, it really does a lot for you. That can't be at all understated. Like, because of that, it's really good at clearing out rooms. But as you just saw, it's also really good against bosses, just because it does big single hit damage. Like, it's a burst damage monster. And admittedly, there are other spells like Bouncing Surge that are good for that too, but those don't have a signature cast to them like Exploding Fireball does. And it's a shame, because I would love to see a signature Bouncing Surge or a signature... Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. A signature Knockout Boulder. I think both of those would be fantastic. But we already know that we're well outside of the life cycle for Wizard of Legend 1. So maybe those things will show up in Wizard of Legend 2. Who knows? We're still waiting on that after all. Or who knows, they might just come out with a surprise out of left field and be like, look, we did things. Admittedly, I do really like the charm effect. Alright, do I take Token of Doom? Honestly, I think it's a good idea. I don't really need to see Taffy. Though admittedly, I would like to see Dr. Song, but there's a good chance that this should be enough for us. Alright, there we go. That's not bad. Don't really need to go back for anything there. Is there anything here I want? No, I think I'm good. I'm just gonna move on. You know, the one downside to Exploding Fireball, of course, is that I don't have a lot to say about it because of how simplistic of a spell it is. Ugh, that room sucks so much. Alright. Alright, so I think I definitely want that. I grab this just cuz. And the Ring of Reserves will be good for the Dragon Arc and for my dash. Oh hey, look at that. See what I mean? The range and the area of effect just get work done. And that's kind of why I'm not saying much about it, because it's just kind of so. It just makes sense. Like, that's not even close to the right word for what I was trying to think of to describe it, but you get the idea. It's just so easy to use. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab ourselves a healing potion now. And look how good it clears out a room. But I will say this, even though I really like its room clearing potential, it's not as good as Crashing Meteor for clearing rooms. Much better for bosses, but not as good as Crashing Meteor for clearing rooms. Like, with Crashing Meteor, you barely even have to think about clearing rooms. It's like you cast the signature, and then that's it. The enemies are just gone. But it's not as good against bosses, and for me, a signature being good against bosses is more important. Like, I just think being good against bosses is more useful than being good at clearing rooms. But your mileage definitely may vary on that. I will say this, you're not going wrong either way. Alright, we've got a ranged build against these two, so this is probably going to be shockingly easy. Ha 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 ha, see what I did there? Owie. And there we go. Alright, everybody say it with me now. Easiest boss in the game. Alright, now back to Bouncing Surge, which I would love to see the upgrade for, Iris. Alright, looking solid. Why are you still alive? Dude just thought he would sneak up on me and be like, "Look, I am here. I'm going to take your life. My name is Inigo Montoya." No, it isn't. You're lying to me. Besides, does it look like I have 6 fingers on one hand? You must be sorely mistaken. If you can hear the birds in the background, by all means, say hello to them. They're so excited to hear from you. Listen to them. These are some happy birds here. Do I want that? I don't know. I guess I could drop the piggy bank and take it. And then, okay, it's not a dead end, thank goodness. I mean, Tiny Crocodile Heart is nice, but it at this point. I'm trying to think, what would I get rid of for the limited edition robe? Probably the elf ears, honestly. I mean, they've been helpful, don't get me wrong, but I just think I'll get a little bit more out of the limited edition robe because there are things that hit for higher than 30 damage. Oh, I guess I don't need to drop anything because I dropped the piggy bank. That was the whole point, is I could drop the piggy bank, get something out of it, and then grab something else. So, yeah. Not pretending to be the smartest guy in the world. Owie. I got clipped! I don't want to get clipped. I still need my skin and bones. I needed to sling exploding fireballs. See, I brought it back around to the subject. Oh, that was the wrong spell. Okay, how I managed to do that, I'll never know. Oh, you know we want this dagger. Hold on. I also want Jade's Chakra Locket. But what in the world would I even drop to pick that up? I am going to need to think about that. There is still the matter of Nox, and I know we're going to be running into him. Now, I also know that there are a number of you watching that don't really know how best to handle missile builds. I will say this, it's about roughly 80 to 90% positioning, then the rest is just execution. Because, yeah, it makes the dodging component of the game much easier. And if you're not losing as much health, then that's another thing you don't have to worry about as much. Alright, cool. So we can upgrade Dragon Arc. She really doesn't want to upgrade Bouncing Surge, though. She's got a vendetta against electric spells, I guess. You know, like Rydia has a vendetta against fire-based spells. Well, for a little bit anyway. She gets over it. Hey, do you have anything good for me? Yes, but this is one of those things where I should have taken the tiny crocodile heart beforehand. So we're probably not going to grab anything there. That's like the one reason to grab tiny crocodile heart. Which, let's think about that. If I had done that and then grabbed the glass cannon, it would have been technically more damage, but I might have been at less health, so... I don't know, it's always complicated. Honestly, though, I think I would have rather had that, but how was I supposed to know it was coming up? I like the handbag. All right. Actually, no, I probably wouldn't have been at less health now that I'm thinking about it because of how many enemies spawn. Yeah, that would have been the right decision. Oh well. Ugh. Versus. Alright, not trying to make this about the venture robe, but there's a reason why I grabbed the horned halo. Sometimes you just need that extra little bit of safety. It's like, even if you are good at the game, there is nothing saying that you won't make a mistake. Alright. Oh, we finally get this upgraded. Jeez, thank you. Took long enough. Honestly, I'm pretty much set, so... There you go. Like I said, Exploding Fireball is incredibly simple, but it's also incredibly effective. The synergy comes from the idea that basically most of my Arcana all strike at the same range, so... And there we go. That's it. Yeah, there isn't a lot to say about Exploding Fireball, but I mean, just look at the damage I was doing and how quickly I was clearing rooms, and pretty sure Exploding Fireball will speak for itself. It'll say things like, "Give me more kindling, I'm starving! Where's the oxygen?" Okay, see, even it doesn't have very interesting things to say. Especially not if you keep it locked up in a treasure chest and smothering for the entirety of its short fire-based life. Anyway, that is all I've got for you today. So yeah, if you're looking for just a nice ranged powerhouse, then yeah, Exploding Fireball. It's pretty much got it all. That's all I have to say on that. So thank you guys very much for watching. I, of course, appreciate your support and you coming to spend your free time with me here today. I hope you have a fantastic day or night wherever you may happen to be. Say goodbye to the birds. There you go. See, they know what's up. And I will catch you in the next one. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I will be seeing you later. I forgot my own outro. That's embarrassing. I will reflect on this over a piece of pie. Anyway, later.